Intermountain Healthcare with your host, Jerem Jordan.
Welcome to our season finale of the show in Studio C on Thanksgiving week. Football, family, food. It's going to be a great week. Greg Wrubell is in Maui with the men's basketball team, so I'm your mainland host tonight. We've got a great crowd in Studio C. Thanks for being here on the season finale. I tried to trade with Greg, but he wouldn't do it. Whatever. Join the conversation by submitting questions for tonight's guest, Kalani Sitake, namely on Twitter using hashtag Sitake Show, as well as Facebook and Instagram on the BYU TV sports accounts. Here's what's in store for the next hour. We will review the win at Umass, review the regular season finale, preview it with an old foe, San Diego State. Offensive line coach Eric Mateos will be inside the film room. The coach will answer some of your questions during the Q&A session. James Empey will be in studio, and a look back at some of the best moments of the show this season. And now the reason you are here, let's welcome out the head coach of the BYU Cougars, Kalani Sitake.
Let's go. Thanks for being here.
What's up, brother? All right. Good to see you.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
I heard Pops was still celebrating his birthday a week later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we know we'll celebrate his birthday by eating a lot of food on Thanksgiving.
This is the week to do it.
This is the one time we'll eat a lot.
Listen, I know that you're going to the Hawaii Bowl, and that's going to be fun, but the men's basketball team's in Hawaii. How about that win last night?
Yeah, I was texting, congratulating Coach Pope on the win last night, and looking forward to seeing them play, today. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, last week at UMass, that was the 4th Eastern time zone trip. How was this trip compared to the other 3?
Well, we won, and it was that was fun. You know, we challenged the guys, and Tyler had moved over to running back, and he still has it, even though he's been spending some time with the linebacker, so I think that's helped him out with the running back position. So we're gonna take some credit for that one. But the guys came ready to play, and I thought offensively, other than the first drive, I think everything else went pretty smoothly, and guys executed at a high level, and that's what we needed to see from our players.
That's the understatement of the century, because you set a BYU record 42 points in the second quarter. That was about as good as it gets.
Yeah, I would have liked to make the field goal, but that's something to work on next time. And defensively, we could have created a little bit more. We missed some sacks and some opportunities to get off the field earlier, but I thought for the first half, defense did a great job locking them down, and I think yardage-wise, they didn't have a lot of yards in the first half, and got a lot of guys some reps and provided those guys that are on our depth chart some opportunities and some experience.
Into the second half now. Some of the backups in Jackson Mcchesney. We'll talk about him in a moment, but what a game for him. 12-yard run here, and then a 51-yard run in the fourth quarter. The backups fared pretty well, but I know you wanted to keep more points off the board here, right?
Yeah, obviously not happy about some of the plays that we gave up defensively, but I was really pleased with the way the offense kept playing. We should have put more points on the board still, but I think if you're kind of looking at the stats from the second half, we weren't good enough, and obviously lost the second half, so build enough of a lead, but I think that those reps are precious for our development of our players, and gave us an opportunity to really teach them some of the things that they can learn, and it's better that you can do it with a convincing win rather than have to suffer a loss that you wish you could have back.
Just the first game since 2005 against an FBS team where you had at least 300 pass and 300 rush yards. That's incredible balance. That was a positive.
Yeah, if our offense does that, I feel really good about our chances. So and scoring that many points will help us, and 42 points in the quarter. So all that explosive plays and things that, I thought it was nice to see Zach feel comfortable and be able to throw and shake the rust off a little bit. And so looking forward to seeing our guys perform this weekend.
And we'll talk about San Diego State in a few minutes, but this was the 4th game against UMass. You've played, Utah State, Boise State, and UMass has been the consistent team. That kind of wraps up at this point. What was the experience like in kind of a smaller stadium, but Cougar Nation always shows up?
Yeah, they showed up and they made a lot of noise, and our players were really excited to shake hands with them and sing the fight song to them. So just really cool to see all our fans that were there. They were there in pregame cheering and making a lot of noise too, and our players really appreciate them. And I know a lot of fans followed, and however they watched the game, but I think that we really appreciate our fans and really look forward to entertaining them. That's the goal for our team.
And I think they were entertained. 42 points in a quarter will do that. Jackson Mcchesney, at the beginning of the year, this guy might have been 6th or 7th on the depth chart. He can still redshirt. What a game. 228 yards, 15 yards to carry, 2 touchdowns, 6th most in BYU history.
Well, we knew he had this ability to do this. I mean, out of Lone Peak High School, he was a big playmaker and 100 meters champ, you know, so he's got tons of speed. And when we had him in fall camp, he just barely came home from his mission, and Coach Stewart is really excited about him, but he was, you know, he just got off the mission and didn't have the same body that he has now. It was a lot different back then in August, and he's worked really hard, and we knew that if we can get him in that position where he can play him 4 games, he could do some damage, and obviously the numbers called, and he had, with the unfortunate injuries that we've had at running back position, he was able to step in and be ready to play, and the O-line opened up some holes, but you saw him breaking some tackles and making some big plays, and he's going to be a special one, and he'll be a freshman again for next year, so that's the fun part about it. That
is awesome. Tyler Algier, second week in a row where a defensive guy scored a touchdown, by the way. Kyrus Tongan, now Tyler Algier. Is Tyler Algier running back this week? Will he stay there?
Yeah, I mean, he kept reminding me during the game that he can play linebacker, but I don't, I mean, you know, that wasn't the right thing to do right at that moment, and we felt like we could get some of the guys some reps, but he could make the transition either way. He's a great player. He plays a lot of our special teams as well, so wherever we need him, that's sort of been the attitude that he's had, and I'm just really thankful that we have great coaches and great players that can adjust, and they don't have to worry about anything. If they want to, you know, we moved him over, and it wasn't like we had to convince him. He's like, I'll move over whatever's best for the team, and that's a really good sign when you have guys that can do that.
Emmanuel Supa, will he be a guy that could be available this week, or is he still in question?
We're still day-to-day with him, yeah.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that's kind of how we have to see it, and being that it's Tuesday, we'll still see how it progresses towards the end of the week.
And then Baylor Romney has sat out the last couple of games, I think hoping that he could be available potentially for this game. What's his status?
Yeah, he's more ready now than he was the last couple weeks. So we felt like it was you know, Coach A-Rod and Grimes felt like it was a good opportunity to rest him a little bit more and get Joe some reps. And, you know, we'll see how he looks much better. And then I think that was a wise decision for those coaches to make that adjustment and give him a couple weeks to heal up.
Okay, 5-game win streak. 6 would be the longest of your tenure in 4 years. Feels like there's some real momentum going into the San Diego State game.
Yeah, we got the last game coming up. Our guys are really excited. We have a lot of fans in that area, and we just, you know, I was talking to a bunch of the players. They wish we could still keep playing, you know. But this is it until the bowl game, so we might as well empty the tank and be ready to roll. I'm excited to see our players play.
At San Diego State Saturday, we will preview that coming up in a bit. It's that time on the show where we break down some film from the last game. Today we chat with offensive line coach Eric Mateos to see what went well to the tune of 320 rushing yards as we go inside the film room. All right, Eric, obviously a dominating performance by the offense, and the O-line seemed to have a great day.
It was our best day with a lot of guys getting reps and a lot of guys playing well.
Okay, let's see Tyler Algier's play. Break it down.
Okay, well, I put this on here because it was really good job, I think, by our whole offense. In this protection, it's a 5-man pro, and so if they bring 2 guys off of the top of the screen here, and they bring a new blitz, they hadn't shown us this blitz, but if they bring 2, this Mike and this strong safety, then we're hot off of the outside threat, and Zach sees that, and so this linebacker, number 2, he has to relate with number 3 to the field. Tyler becomes the 3rd receiver of the field, so he has to push all the way out there, and so he's stressed out. So Zach gets the ball out quick, and then our 2 guys that are out on routes become blockers, and Tyler's able to take it the distance. Tyler obviously is really benefited from not being coached by a running back coach throughout the course of the season.
Lopini Katoa touchdown early.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to the money shot here. This is the best shot in the world. You got a goal line. You know, it's our 7 blockers on their 9 defenders, and we call this a bear choke front. They got a bear. All our inside guys are covered. They got 2 edges on the defense. They got a guy choking our tight end and man coverage. And so we knew if we brought Mason in motion, we could kind of get it tilted the way we wanted. You see 46 jumps front side here, and then the really nice job, we got a great double team on the backside by Keanu and Brady. They really wash this down. James does a really good job handling his guy at the point of attack. We just can't give up penetration there. And so we just need a stalemate from him. And then Mason does a great job of causing both these guys to be stuck in one gap. And that's really the best block of this whole thing. And it's running back walks in untouched.
It's nice when you can go 7-on-9 and get untouched into the end zone. That's pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes you're going to have to have a collision with one at the goal line, but if you can get them in untouched, those are the really pretty ones.
Okay, Jackson Mcchesney, 228 yards, a freshman record, 6th all-time, had an excellent game in this one. This is quite the run.
So our job, we tell the guys, is to get our backs on the third level. That's our job. We're responsible for the first and the second level. It's their job to make their money on the third level. They have their mic over in a 50 alignment, which is, we call that the outside shoulder of the tackle. They got the 3. On the backside is where we're really kind of in trouble here pre-snap, because we have, they have a 2-eye, we call it 2-eye on the guard, and a 0 backer. And Blake and Chandon have to go get these guys cut off. But with the jet sweep, we're able to get 33 to bump over just a little bit, and we get both of our guys inside of there. And when we're able to get that leverage, now Jackson has the ability to go make something happen, and he made that guy pay for it, which was a really nice run to see.
Big test with San Diego State this week. Top 10 defense and 3rd in the country in rushing defense. What do you think of the challenge?
This is one of the best rushing defenses in the country, and we're not taking lightly. Our guys are super excited about it, and you like to test yourself against these kind of teams, so we're excited.
Okay, thanks for breaking it down. Good luck Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks to Eric Mateos. For your day-to-day Cougar Sports play-by-play, watch BYU Sports Nation with Spencer Linton and myself, weekdays at noon Eastern on BYU TV and BYU Radio. Man, we had a fun show today. Karch Karayan studio. That was awesome. When we come back, Coach Sitake takes your questions. But first, the Cougars head coach and BYU heads back to San Diego. We'll preview the matchup. This is BYU football with Kalani Sitake.
My name is Spencer Finnegan. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. During my sophomore year, I got married to my sweetheart, Mary, and there's tons of unexpected expenses when it comes to marriage. We were looking for scholarships. I found the replenishment grant, and my local alumni chapter gave me a grant to help me focus in on school. I'm so excited to, now that I've graduated, give back to those students that are coming to BYU in the future.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU athletics.
Hi, sweetie.
Check this out. Chicken wings. I love you.
Have a car wreck? Martin's Collision Repair.
The right repair, the right paint, the right choice. Martin's Collision Repair.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been seriously injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies and protect your legal rights.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
Always fun to play basketball on air, right? This is at the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Hoop Hall, they call it, in Springfield, Massachusetts. The Cougars hung out Friday afternoon before the Saturday game against UMass. BYU's 2 Hall of Famers, Kresimir Ćosić and Stan Watts. So there you go. Saturday's broadcast schedule is as follows. Pregame coverage on BYU Radio starts at 7 Eastern. Cougar pregame live with your boy Jason Shepard. BYU TV's Countdown to Kickoff live at 8 Eastern. The game's on CBS Sports Network. That's a linear television station that you have. And BYU Radio at 9 Eastern with postgame coverage on BYU TV and BYU Radio. BYU at San Diego State Saturday. First time since 2012. BYU's been there since the Poinsettia Bowl. More on that in a few minutes. The Aztecs 8-3 were ranked earlier in the year. One of the best defenses in the country and one of the toughest defenses BYU will face this year. BYU with a 6-game win streak. What kind of challenge is San Diego State, Kalani?
Yeah, I mean, they're an athletic team and you know, well coached. They have a lot of great experience on the coaching staff, and Rocky Long's a guy that a lot of people might be familiar with him and the mentoring that he's given to Bronco Mendenhall and others that are doing some good things in college football right now. So he's got a great staff and an athletic team, and they're used to winning. Obviously, they've been ranked this season, so be a good matchup for our guys. Our guys are really, you heard our players and from our players in press conference and everything, they're really excited about this matchup, so it'll be a lot of fun.
If you like Star Wars, you like some of the notable alumni there. Kathleen Kennedy, who runs the show, and then Carl Weathers is in The Mandalorian, if you've seen that. So you've been watching The Mandalorian on Disney+.
He was Creed in
of course.
Yeah,
yes.
Apollo, yeah.
Absolutely. Arrested Development a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that defense. That defense is real good. Top 10 in rushing defense and scoring defense and total defense. This will be a challenge for the BYU offense.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, and I mean they mix it up quite a bit, and so they're really good at disguising. I think their main thing is to just take away the run. That's what they're built on. So, you know, it'll be a good challenge for our offense. I feel good about the matchup, and then they hang their hat on the defense. Their head coach is a defensive guy, and they're more of a pro-style offense. We'll try to run the ball, even though they're a little bit balanced with the run game and the pass game. But I think they're going to try to really just possess the ball, and they'll huddle, and then they'll slow the game down a little bit. But we're going to have to take care of the football, and on defense disrupt as much as we can. Offensively, got to find ways to get points on the board. I mean, they played last week. They played against Hawaii, who's an explosive offense that scores a lot of points, and held them to 14. And the final was 14-11 in that game. So I think our offense will be a good challenge for them. I'm seeing how they can answer the call.
Does it start with the run against a good rush defense, or sometimes you think, you know what, maybe we go around it with the pass?
I mean, whatever gets the points on the board. That's all that matters. So it could be the run, it could be the pass, it could be trick plays. Doesn't matter to me. Special teams, we got to find a way to be, you know, make it so it's a positive for us in that phase, and that's the punt game, cover, and then also in our return game. So all three phases are going to have to function really well, and it's the last game of the year, so we should be pretty much automatic on our execution right now. And I think we've developed some really good habits the last couple of weeks, and looking to step it up again this week against a really quality team.
Should mention Luke Barku, 8 picks, leads the country. He's tied for first. Let's talk about the offense. Bit of a struggle. You mentioned they slowed the game down a little bit. Traditionally, great rushing offense. They produced some excellent running backs over the years. This year, it's been a little tougher, but because of how good their defense is, they've seemed to have been in every single game they've played if they didn't win it.
Yeah, and they've really focused on trying to take care of the football, you know, and they don't, because they huddle, they don't have, the stats are a little bit misleading. They don't have as many opportunities and many plays in the game that normally a no-huddle team would get probably 70 to 80 snaps, and when they huddle, it's not as many. So that gives it's more probably what you're seeing of yards per play compared to overall yards. And for me, the overall thing that matters the most is points. And so if we can keep the points off the board and we can score more, and obviously we win. So that's all I care about right now, and making sure that we function all three phases, and that if we can win all three phases, I like our chances.
This game's being played at the San Diego County Credit Union Stadium. It used to be called San Diego Stadium, Jack Murphy Stadium, Qualcomm Stadium. You played in this stadium. BYU played a ton of bowl games in this stadium. So it's the site of some of the most epic BYU games ever. In fact, here are the top 5 games played in San Diego. Walk through this with me, Kalani. 2012, Kyle Van Noy takes over the Poinsettia Bowl in the 4th quarter. 2 defensive touchdowns and a punt block.
Yeah, I remember watching this game and just amazed at Kyle Van Noy. I mean, we already knew that he was a great player, but he basically single-handedly just ruined this game for San Diego State, and so impressive. And you see the things that he's doing in the NFL for the Patriots. It's you know, he's doing.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
91, the 52-52 tie. Ty Detmer throws for almost 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. Marshall Falk is on the other side.
This was another good game. I remember being in high school and watching that game. So.
Number 3, 1983, Eddie Stinnett back to Steve Young for the game-winning score with about 20 seconds to go in the Holiday Bowl.
I remember watching that game with my pops, and getting really excited about it, and Yeah, just love seeing Steve Young make that play. That was pretty fun.
Number 2, BYU wins a national championship, the last non-Power 5 team to do it, 84. The game winner right here, Bosco to Kelly Smith.
Yeah, this was awesome. And I think a lot of fans, I mean, I was 9 years old at the time, but a lot of fans can remember that year and that moment.
And of course, number 1. Hard to beat the Natty, but guess what? When you're down 20 with 4 minutes to go, McMahon to Brown down 24 minutes. You win. Unbelievable.
This one I don't remember. I was 5 years old, so but I remember watching the clips when I got older. So that Jim McMahon and that was a great comeback, and I think it's one of the historic comebacks in college history. So it was a lot of fun.
What's your favorite memory of playing against San Diego State or in San Diego?
I just always remember it was good weather, and so it's a little. We're dealing with some cold weather right now, and I'm looking forward to going to the warm weather. And I remember the bowl game. It was great weather. You remember being there. It was perfect weather until the game.
Until the game, it started raining.
Yeah, then it started raining, and even then it was nice and warm. So I'll take it. I'm looking forward to whatever the weather brings us, whether it's wind or rain. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And that was the last Poinsettia Bowl, the one you're referring to in 2016. So forever Poinsettia Bowl champs. No one else can say that, right?
We should hold on to the trophy forever.
Literally forever. No one's going to take it. Okay, thanks, Kalani. The Cougars women's soccer team, by the way, in the Elite Eight. How about the ladies? They are awesome. They'll play at Stanford Friday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. You can listen to that on BYU Radio 107.9 FM. And I think it's on the Pac-12 network as well, as the Cougars look to get to their first NCAA College Cup. Good luck to the ladies. As we head to break, we want you to know that you can enjoy a full hot breakfast buffet, dinner Monday through Wednesday, in a kitchen and large grassy backyard along the Provo River Trail, all at the Residence Inn Marriott in Provo. Kalani, you can dance if you want. After the break, James Empey will be in studio, but first, the coach takes your questions in studio and from social media. This is BYU Football with Kalani Sitake. He's breaking it down.
Excited for the reboot. The teaser looks really good. So
Sammy, are these yours?
Mom, what are you doing here?
Can't a mom just drop in on her special snowflake?
No, really, what are you doing here?
I'm moving in with your sister to make sure you two eat healthy.
We know how to feed ourselves.
Just like you know how to decorate. Don't worry, I took care of that too. The girls are gonna love it.
BYU meal plans. Home cooking without mom.
This is where we dominate. Our playground, place of business. This is our promised land, where we seek to find ourselves. And we're here to make sure the spaces our best prove themselves on appear how they should. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Dexter & Dexter is a full-service law firm offering a wide range of legal services. Since 1995, we have helped more than 20,000 Utahns both to navigate life's challenges and to make the most of life's opportunities. From accidents to wills, from bankruptcy to business law, we are passionate about shouldering your burdens. To learn more about scheduling a no-obligation consultation, visit dexterlaw.com.
On the basic level, we offer transportation. We carry 4 wheels, tailgates, and a place to rest your rump. Beyond that, we provide adventures, opportunities, and jobs well done. So perhaps our favorite offering is our full line of trucks, including the new Nissan Titan. Right off I-15, Tim Daly Nissan Southtown and the popular full-size Nissan Titan. Think Nissan. Think Tim Daly.
Hoops are on BYU TV and BYU Radio this week. And after a 15-point win against UCLA last night, the men's basketball team plays number 4 Kansas tonight. Pre-game on BYU Radio at 7:30 Eastern. Good luck to the guys in the Maui Invitational. Then Friday night, the women's team hosts Utah. They beat Utah State earlier today, Kids Day. If you love shrills, that was a great one. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And then Saturday afternoon, the men's team hosts Montana Tech, the Ore Diggers. The Ore Diggers are in town, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific. On BYU TV and BYU Radio. And then guess who's going to play next week, by the way? Yoli Childs is playing next week against Utah. Can't wait for that. Free Yoli! And the season premiere of BYU basketball with Mark Pope is on Monday, December 9th on the BYU TV app at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. I expect Kalani Sitake. I expect you to be in the crowd for at least one of those episodes. Is that fair?
I'll be here. Asking some really serious questions.
Yes, serious questions is what we want. Welcome back to BYU Football with Kalani Sitake and the season finale. Q&A time now on the Sitake Show. Some of those serious questions Kalani just referenced. We've got live audience and social media questions queued up, and we'll start with this week's Q&A here in studio. And Brenton Farrell, a regular, is at the mic. What's up, Brenton?
Not much, Jerem. All right, Coach. So you're going to be in Maui for Christmas, which means you get to avoid the wonderful tradition of a white Christmas that we have here in Utah. But what tradition are you going to make sure you keep being in Hawaii? What Christmas tradition are you going to make sure you do?
Food. Yeah. We'll eat well. So I think after the game, and we'll be in Oahu, but after the game, we'll fly back, and most of the guys will be home Christmas morning, like around 5:30 in the morning. So
they're going to take a plane back right after, probably.
Yep, they'll land right when Santa leaves. So it's perfect timing.
Thanks, Brenton. Okay, next up, Lincoln Peterson at the mic. Lincoln, excited to have you, brother.
So, what's the best way to prep a turkey? Smoke, fry, or oven bake?
How about all of the above? Let's do all three, yeah? What's your favorite?
Probably fried.
Fried?
Why probably?
Huh?
Why probably?
Probably? Well, I don't know. Only kind of really had.
Okay.
I like the way you brought the questions.
Yeah,
that was serious.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
You asked for a serious question.
Well, I took it really serious, and it was about food. I kind of relaxed after that. But yeah, that was really cool.
You said, why isn't so-and-so play? Oh, a turkey? Yeah.
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, I like it all.
Exactly. Thanks for the question, Lincoln. Man, he's bringing the heat. Pablo Biggers. Pablo, welcome.
Hey, so I was just wondering, what's like the easiest experiences that you have and the hardest experiences that you have that just come with your job?
The easiest?
Yeah, easiest and hardest
is hanging out with the fans. Yeah. I love it. That's like, I am a fan. Before I was a coach, and before I was a player, I was a BYU fan, just like you, and just that I think I can kind of connect with people. So when the fans complain to me about stuff, I'm like, I know, seriously. Oh, someone should do something about that. Yeah, so I think that's been the easiest thing, and hard thing is just letting when we're not meeting the expectations of the fans and the players. That's probably the hardest part. But that's the goal, so to be there consistently and make everyone happy.
Thanks, Pablo.
All right.
How have you, this is your fourth year, you're about to end, and by the way, I know we've spoken, but congratulations on the extension. It's only been a week, but that's awesome. How have you evolved as a head coach from when you first showed up, and this is brand new to you, to here we are 4 years later?
Well, I'm still learning, so I think my attitude was to come in here and learn as much as I can from everyone, and I've learned a lot of things from so many different people, and the interactions that I've had with fans and faculty, staff, administration, upper campus, everyone, from the players. I mean, it's been awesome for me. So I feel like I've grown a lot just because of the interaction I've had for everyone, but I'm still learning and I'm still trying to get better, and I can tell you that I feel like I've become a better person being here, and can't really complain about that. When my wife and my kids are really happy, that makes me happy. So I'm glad I got the extension. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Absolutely. Let's keep going. Well, each week the Cougar football team honors a person who is going through a particularly difficult situation in their life. And in this week's Deep Blue, we explore the amazing Christopher Clark, brother of tight ends coach Steve Clark, and husband to our own Lisa Clark Valentine of BYU Radio and BYU TV. This is Deep Blue.
What drives and motivates Christopher Clark?
I am motivated purely by money.
Okay, next question.
I did not see that coming. All of his brothers are like hunters and super into sports, and he was not really into sports ball and would rather read Shakespeare and go be in plays and things like that.
He was talented. He was the talented brother.
He has trained all over. He's got a lot of experience. And it's amazing, and it's showed in his career, and he's just really passionate about acting and directing, and he's directed some of the best theater in the state of Utah.
I've kind of come around to that part of him, the more artsy part of him that I thought I never would, and then he's got into the NFL for some reason, and Major League Baseball.
Steve has always been a hero to me because he's my big brother. But we've always had different interests and talents. Our lives didn't intersect very often. But adversity is a great connector. I've had to slow down, and it's made me recognize how many incredible people are in my life. We take each other for granted. Steve isn't just my brother, he's my friend.
Started with like a sort of a drag in the foot, like, hey, there's this weird thing. And I'm like, yeah, you're fine. And then after it didn't go away, we did some, MRIs. And when it was clean, we got a little worried, but then we did another MRI a little bit higher up in his neck. And when that was clean, then everybody got a little bit concerned. I, of course, did what everybody should not do, which is to go online and Google the symptoms. And I was like, well, for sure it's not that. That's horrible.
ALS is a motor neuron disease that affects the muscles. My brain is sending signals to my muscles, but they aren't getting through. I first lost my legs, then my hands, and then my voice. My brain still functions normally, and I still have full physical sensation. My muscles just don't want to work.
I'm sure he's had down, dark days, but I've never seen him. He's very open about it. He has a lot of toughness to be able to go through what he's going through and know that it's only going to get worse before it gets to the end.
Every new phase, there's a little bit of grief and mourning for sure, of like, oh man, I can't believe he can't stand anymore. He can't play the piano. He's this gorgeous concert pianist. I mean, he can't talk, he can't say these things, but he can still communicate, it's always trying to desperately look for what he can still do. And that's a game that we both do for each other.
My disease is constantly changing the way I live. But each time it throws a new curveball, I try to strategically figure out a way to deal with it. Adversity can be so overwhelming, but you can chip away at it day by day.
He has this 15-minute rule. You can spend 15 minutes a day feeling sorry for yourself, feeling overwhelmed, feeling that grief heavy, but then that's enough. Move on with the rest of your day, live.
So the challenge for me is try to live a full, normal life as a husband and a dad, and take everything as it comes.
He's still doing it. He's still doing everything he can do in some adaptable way.
Christopher and his family came to the indoor practice facility, and the moment he got in, his eyes just lit up.
My True Blue Hero experience was a bit of surprise. I thought I was there to watch practice. Suddenly the team was gathered around me and Matt Bushman was giving out presents. You can't tell from my face, but I was a little in shock. It was awesome.
The team goes to one side of the field and we set up our True Blue Hero on the 50-yard line, and they break out and they start chanting his name. And I see his eyes just looking and just being lit up with, he was really happy and knowing that the team was coming to honor him.
I have a family, and then I have a second family, and the second family is the team. And so I had two people that I care about.
I felt so much love from the team. Many of them thanked me and were a little emotional. And I could tell it wasn't just because they felt bad about my situation. They seemed to see me as a person who is bigger than a disease. That meant a lot to me.
Someone suggested that Chris run a play with the team, which he's never carried a football in his life.
Jaron Hall took the snap, gave it to Baylor. Baylor gave it to Christopher. Matt pushed right up the A-gap, and everybody just followed. The whole team came in from the right, from the left, from behind, and we just ran all the way to the end zone, and it was something that I will remember forever.
I'm a fan of Matt Bushman first and foremost because he's a tight end, and my brother is the tight end coach. But he's also a fantastic player who delivers every game, and a great human. You can tell the team looks up to him. I do too.
I wouldn't want anyone else to do it. Matt's a great player. After Christopher's gone, I'll remember that day the rest of my life. That's bigger than the game. That's bigger than football. Matt Bushman doesn't need to catch another pass, score another touchdown to be a hero in the Clark family.
When you learn stories and experiences that some of these people have to go through, it definitely humbles us, and we realize that we're fortunate to be able to be playing at the stage that we're at, just being able to represent BYU. It puts it into perspective, and a lot of us feel a lot more grateful after we meet with the True Blue Heroes.
I think when people see Christopher going through all these struggles and still maintaining a lot of happiness, they want to put like a big bow on it, right? And say, well, see, anyone can get through anything, just have a good attitude. And I wish that there were a way for me to convey on a deeper level, like the kind of person that Christopher is in the short amount of time that we have together. Before this disease, he was living life to the fullest and using his talents and his gifts and creating art and putting it out there, trying to be the best person that he can. Christopher does not want to be defined by ALS. He wants to be a father, the husband, the theater director. He wants to be defined by so much more. And so when you can have a moment where you can just stop and appreciate that in another person, whether they have a disease or not, I think that there's great value in that, of just really seeing somebody for who they really are. Everyone needs that. Everyone is drawn to that kind of connection. Oh, son of a gun. Did you just ruin my take?
What an incredible story, incredible family. What do you remember from that day at practice?
Just love the Clark family, and it was just good. This is emotional time, right? But just the True Blue hero is such a huge part of what makes our players understand their purpose in the game. And you heard Steve mention it, that this is bigger than the game, and that's what's wonderful about BYU. And our interactions with everyone as a football team, the platform that we have, and to get to meet people, but we feel like we're getting the huge benefit from meeting wonderful people like Christopher and others that have come through our lives, and just honored to have him be part of our life and part of our memories.
What an incredible guy. We'll be back with more BYU football with Kalani Sitake after this.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver results this year? Expanding your product line or building new locations? How about your online presence? Does it need a boost? Maybe you just want to put a little more distance between you and the competition. Tap into the powerful engine of BYU Athletics and let us put together a plan unique to your business. We can provide you with the tools designed to enhance your brand on a local, regional, or national level. We invite your team to join ours. For details, email sponsorship@byu.edu today.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Call it a path, or way through. It can be arrow straight, or have twists and turns. It's life's financial journey, and Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you every step of the way. With timely advice and affordable products, this is your journey. Let's begin together. We're Mountain America, guiding you forward.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
Greg Wrubell said KBN does it again, and he continues to do it in the NFL. Welcome back to BYU football with Kalani Sitake on BYU TV, presented by Intermountain Healthcare. Fred Warner for your Niners, Kalani.
Yes,
11
right.
tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a 37-8 win over the Packers. Can you guys lose? I need my Seahawks to win the NFC West.
Well, we did lose the Seahawks. That was a bad one.
That's right. I reminded you. Ziggy Ansah had 1.5 sacks and a forced fumble and a 17-9 Seahawks win over the Eagles. And Kyle Van Noy continues to get it done. 5 tackles in a TFL in a blizzard between the Patriots who beat the Cowboys. Well, Thanksgiving is Thursday, a tradition that falls during the season when the Cougars are at their physical best for each game each week. Yet you better believe these players and coaches are enjoying the day. Here are some of their favorite parts about the holiday.
Being with my immediate family and extended family, there's nothing that beats that.
You go watch football all day, football, nap, football, food, nap.
I love the food comas. I love going and taking a long nap after I eat with my family. That's the best, the best feeling ever.
The food. I love homemade macaroni cheese. I love the dinner rolls.
Not a huge turkey guy. Hate potatoes. Absolutely hate potatoes.
So you take the mashed potatoes, then you put stuffing on the mashed potatoes, then you pull your turkey apart and gravy, all that. That's what your plate should look like, a mosh podge. People are like, oh, you gotta keep it separate. No, you're wasting space.
You got leftovers, and it's the best part. And every day I'm waking up knowing I'm gonna have Thanksgiving for breakfast and Thanksgiving for lunch and Thanksgiving for dinner.
Turkey bowl, we play on the side, they tell us not to do anything, but sorry, Coach.
To take a moment and think about how grateful that we are to have the opportunities we have. It is a special day, and hopefully we can smoke up something decent on the Traeger as well.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
What's your favorite food on Thanksgiving?
Oh, all of it. Yeah, so I think whatever you can throw cranberry sauce on, I'll eat it.
You okay with?
There's not one thing that I don't like.
All of it.
Yeah, I like it all.
You okay with Lorenzo Falatea's comment there?
No, he's not going to be doing turkey bowl. I can tell you that. I'll drive out to his house and make sure of that. So he will not be participating. We'll be practicing Thursday morning.
I was going to say,
I'll make sure he's really tired by the time we're done. So.
Yeah, sorry, Lorenzo. I know we shot that a few months ago. You're in trouble, buddy.
You're not doing that.
You're in trouble.
We need him. He's going to play this weekend, so that's good.
And that's great news because he's the sack leader with 2, and he hasn't played in a few weeks. So that's awesome.
So we need him. We need him to play this week.
Lorenzo, you can't play in Turkey Bowl. You got to play Saturday.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. You heard it. Okay, tonight's player guest is a man you may not notice much, but that's because he's doing his job, snapping the ball and blocking. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. He's out of American Fork, Utah. Please welcome in starting center, James Empey. James, come on in. Someone tell James to come in here. Here he comes. James Empey, everyone.
How you doing? What's up?
How we doing, James? Good to see you. Through the bang?
Through the bang.
Coach, we were wondering where you were at.
You know what? That's the rare false start with James Empey. We rarely see that.
We were enjoying all the art on the walls. It's kind of cool.
A lot of Studio C.
Studio C is sweet.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Studio B to get that
BYU
look.
TV is awesome.
Yeah. How was the trip back east to UMass?
Fun. It's a good trip. Go to the plane ride. Got a good win. It was a good time.
How was the Basketball Hall of Fame on Friday?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. We all just kind of like, they had a dinner, the Rotary Club in the city we were at, they had like a nice dinner on the basketball court floor. So we were walking around, but everybody just kept looking down at the floor wanting to play basketball. And so somebody went down and talked to them, and they said if we helped them move the tables, then we could shoot some hoops. And so everybody came down just like then to sacrament meeting and
it's like the steak center.
Yeah, exactly. Just started playing basketball. So
they wondered why we were so good at it.
Yeah,
had
a lot of practice.
You guys are efficient. Yeah, what the heck? That's crazy. Let's rewind to when you were younger. Your dad played at BYU. Did you grow up a BYU fan? Was this always something you wanted to do?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up just kind of running around the Smithfield house, causing trouble when I was little, and so it's always something that I wanted to do. I love being around, and it's been a big part of my life. BYU has.
There's Mike. He wore 66. He played 91 to 93, 87 as well. So he's with Ty Detmer for the most part. Some special times, senior year there. You took 66 as well. Was that always going to be the number here?
Yeah, that was always the number. That was my number growing up, and I was lucky that it was open when I came, and so I snagged it and wearing 66.
How does that work if your number's taken? You hope they graduate quick? Can you give them something to get the number? How does that work?
Yeah, there's some negotiating that goes on, but you know.
Who's gonna argue with him? Look how big he is, right?
Kairos.
But yeah, he will. But most of the time you just kind of take what's open and you roll with it.
When was this guy on your recruiting radar, Kalani?
Well, since he was a kid, I mean, I was a player when Coach Empey was here, and so I remember him when he was a little kid, you know, and still cute like he was back then.
He's pretty cute.
Yeah, he's a cute kid, and so but you just followed him and then watched him play since when he got into high school, and they had a really good team, and then we started recruiting him, and he had tons of offers, he could have gone anywhere, and you know, he went and served a mission and decided to come to BYU, and just thankful to have him here, part of our team. He's one of our best leaders on the team, and you know, he's the only guy that touches the ball more than anybody else, right? You've touched the ball more than anyone, you know, and he's going to be a 4-year starter, so he's a guy that probably touched the ball more than anyone in BYU history by the time he's done with it, and smart. He can play any position, and so he's kind of made to play BYU and dominate. He's a legacy kid. Saw his dad, wonderful parents, and he's a coach's kid, so he understands the game, and it's just you don't really have to coach him up because he already knows a lot of stuff, technique and scheme. So if we can have more coaches' kids and more legacy kids, that'll the more the merrier, and then he fits perfectly what we're doing. Athletic family too. His sisters are really athletic as well.
And did she just sign to play with?
Yep.
The soccer team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's coming here.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, both
of my
little sisters are going to be here.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's awesome. At the same time?
At the same time.
As you as well? All three of you? Oh, that's incredible. That's awesome. BYU will have had 2 centers in 8 years once you're done, by the way. Dijon Caroma was a 4-year starter than you, so keep it simple, right? Just go with the same guy the whole time. That's awesome.
He reminds us he can play any position too. I think
he reminds you.
I think James was a little jealous because Kyrus got a touchdown there, but I've never seen a center snap it to himself and score. So
I think that's illegal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know my role. So.
Do you want a touchdown at some point? Do you want to tackle eligible play like Brady Christensen?
I like blocking, so I'll stick to the blocking.
I mentioned, you know, if you don't notice James, that's because he's doing his job. So. At what point did you realize, you know what, I want to be a center and I want no one to notice me potentially because if I'm doing my job, that's okay. I don't get the glory, but that's all right.
That's kind of like the lineman creed, you know, the kind of all linemen. If you don't hear their name, they must be doing something right. So just playing line my whole life and just kind of always hoping nobody talks about me because that means it's good.
Well, sorry that we brought you on a TV show to talk about yourself. 24 starts for you. This offense has evolved the last five games during this win streak. How have you seen it evolve from your position, snapping the ball every offensive play?
I mean, it's evolved a lot. We've done we've kind of found a little bit of a groove and found what we're good at, and we're working every day to get better at those things. So just kind of less from my spot, more from the team spot is. We're just kind of figuring it out all together, you know what I mean? So we've been growing these last, since the season really began, we've been growing and we're excited to just keep putting it all together.
It's rare that you get sort of the battery from a high school team, but you have the center from American Fork and then you have the running back from American Fork, right, with Lopini Katoa. Did you cross over some with him in high school?
Yeah, like ever since we were young, we grew up together playing on the same Little League team, so. It's kind of fun when we both got home off our missions and we decided to come to BYU. We got to play together some more, so it's good stuff.
And Kalani, it always helps when there's some connection, whether it's in the region or county or state or whatnot. It's nice to have a couple American Fork cavemen, right?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, but these guys are great at welcoming everyone, making them feel part of the family. And, you know, James is being really humble, but he's a big part of why this thing is working, especially at the O-line and all the offensive side. The identity they're taking is from him being the consistent guy and leading the way, and so his leadership is something that he won't talk about himself, but he's one of our best leaders, and not by just his example, but the things that he says and things that he does is, you know, he's a great young man, and I'm honored to have him on our team.
Let's talk about the process pre-snap. So walk me through it. A play call comes in from the sideline. Zach Wilson gets said play call, makes the call, and then when does it get to you, and what role do you have in that?
After Zach gets it, he'll tell us kind of a code word, and then everybody kind of knows what the play is, and just based on a kind of wherever the defense is at, you know, you kind of call out the center of the play, and you kind of know, based on that, everybody kind of knows what they're supposed to do. So just kind of from the time we get it, and then we figure out where the middle of the play is, you know, and where we need to kind of what everybody needs to do. After that, it's just snap it and go. So
go quick, get the ball, line it up, and go. Okay. The Umass game featured a season-high 320 yards rushing. Jackson Mcchesney, 228. What was it like to set a season high on Saturday against UMass in rushing?
It was just a lot of fun. Like we were saying, we kind of just step by step we've been putting it together, and we had a chance to go out to UMass and play a good game and help us to continue to put it together and lead up to, you know, our future games and our future team being who we are and trying to establish who we are as a football team and just continually figuring ourselves out. It was a good moment to kind of learn more about ourselves and put some pieces together and have a lot of fun at the same time. So.
And Kalani, Eric Mateos broke it down in the film room, but this was a well-blocked game by the O-line, it felt like.
Yeah, and they've been doing a great job all season long, and you know, we've had some mistakes. I think every position group has had some mistakes that they're working with, but we have great young men, and I think the more feedback and the more they can be involved with the offense, the better. And I think it starts up front. We've always said we got to have a presence on the line of scrimmage, whether it's an O-line or D-line, and once those guys are rolling, it's hard to stop them. And you got athletic kids like James that can make plays, and you know, he's got an athletic wife too. So looking forward to when they have kids to get their kids here to be making BYU players legacy as well. So you want to introduce your wife?
And what's your wife's name? Yeah.
Maddie.
Maddie. Hi, Maddie. Welcome. Yeah.
You want to introduce what she does too?
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah, let's give it up for Maddie. Yeah.
She runs track and cross country at UVU. So
very nice. Awesome.
She's got the speed.
That's great. So yeah, the athletic kids. I see
That's
what you're
saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Start young.
And San Diego State, they have a top 3 rush defense, top 10 defense. This is going to be a fun challenge Saturday.
Oh, big time. We've been, you know, everybody's been watching the film on them and seeing what they do from like a defensive front standpoint. And they have a physical brand and a tough brand and their own unique style. So it'll be fun to be able to kind of play against something that we haven't seen all year and with their style of play and what they do and kind of just continue getting as good as we can be, you know what I mean? And so hopefully we'll be able to take a step forward and it's just a huge challenge and we love to step up to the plate, so we're excited.
Okay, well, good luck Saturday night. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Hang tight for a sec. Break down Cougar football with Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, and David Nixon each week on After Further Review. It aired earlier tonight, and it's on demand on the BYU TV app. Watch it tomorrow morning on BYU TV as well, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific time. Did you know you can have your groceries waiting to be picked up, or better yet, dropped off at your front door? It's all done online at smithsfoodanddrug.com or on their app on your phone. Download the Smiths app and save time. Shop online. As we go to break, this week's trivia question. Kalani, this is for you. Jackson Mcchesney became the 5th Sitake-era freshman to rush for 100-plus in a game. Sione Finau did it against Idaho State. Who were the other 3? We'll tell you after the break.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver results this year? Expanding your product line or building new locations? How about your online presence? Does it need a boost? Maybe you just want to put a little more distance between you and the competition. Tap into the powerful engine of BYU Athletics and let us put together a plan unique to your business. We can provide you with the tools designed to enhance your brand on a local, regional, or national level. We invite your team to join ours. For details, email sponsorship@byu.edu today.
We are the Cleggs,
and we own a therapeutic riding facility. We try to make someone that's broken and help them heal personally so they can have a better life. With Desert First, they're about the people.
And they always believed in us no matter what. 20-something years, we've never had a permanent home. This will be our forever home, so we can leave a legacy. My name is Tamara Tanner Clegg. My why is changing people's lives.
And the answer to the question, Ula Tolutau, KJ Hall, and Lopini Katoa are the other three. Well, we've had a great year here on the Sitake Show. Here are some of the best moments from the season.
Can you speak some basic Tongan?
Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, some basic and some ones that I probably shouldn't speak as well. So, when I first offered him, he was 120 pounds lighter, right?
Oh, no, we eat a lot. I eat a lot before games. I think it's kind of a nervous thing. I don't think it's a good thing either.
What was more focused, you in that moment or the BYU offense going into this season? Are you doing it again?
I didn't notice. Was I doing it again?
Those kind of picks, and they happen kind of frequently these days, it seems, Kalani.
Yeah, the Kafusis are giants.
Speaking of dance, we might see a couple later in the show.
Oh, don't do it, please. Man, that's embarrassing. Oh gosh. Sorry kids. It's nice that I dress up for the Cougar Walk, but other than that, I can't wait to get it off. I put like a polo on and my coaching gear on. My father's birthday, Tom Sitake, is right here. That's his trademark, so. Love you, Pops. Happy birthday. Lavelle Edwards, the guy was awesome. So, I don't know, I just love him.
Well, the True Blue Hero program is a great program, and it's full of great young men like Wyatt Page.
It is. We're just better people because of him and the other True Blue Heroes.
How much do you attribute your win to the prayers of Zach Wilson's mom?
Oh, gosh. I think it's the appropriate thing to pray for.
I made a guy miss one.
2 was too much to ask.
Yeah, 2 was too much to ask.
You just had to ride up on your bike and hope to just...
Yep, and just beg the security people to let me in.
Well, it's been an awesome season. This is our season finale. Thanks for everything, Kalani.
Love you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks to Greg, you, Jeremy, everyone that worked on the set, and obviously make me look as ugly as I possible. Better than how ugly I am, really am.
Yeah, well, good luck at San Diego State.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you. Go Cougs.
Okay, that'll do it for the season. For director David Holliday, producer Holliston Collier, James MP, Greg Wrubell, and Kalani Sitake, I'm Jeremy Jordan, and this has been the season finale of BYU football with Kalani Sitake. Go Cougs.